You've been looking for your next hairstyle, but it has to be heatless, no leave out, and workout friendly. This hairstyle is for you. Hey Pooh, welcome back to my channel. It's Nayel. I'm going to be teaching you how to do this half up and half down today. If you learned something today, subscribe. That's the only way I'm going to know if you learned something. So y'all know that I love me some CURLSQUEEN hair. They sent me over 20 inches of their Water Kinky curly bundles, and they only sent me 2. Now, when I opened the box, I was like, this is definitely not enough hair, but I was totally wrong. This was more than enough hair. I had hair left over with this hairstyle. These bundles were thick. They didn't shed. They didn't tangle. They were super easy to dye. I treated this hair like my real hair, and it did amazing. I started doing this new technique that has been really beneficial to me for when I am curling some bundles. Curling or curling? Or coloring? Coloring. My bad. When I'm coloring some bundles, I just find this method to be a little bit more faster and more efficient to me achieving the proper hair color to match my real hair. Now, when they sent me over these bundles, I was like, I really want to do a brown blonde. So I decided to use the L'Oreal's High Color and Coolest Brown in 40 Volume Developer. Now, being that this hair was super thick, I thought 3 boxes was going to be enough, but it was more than enough because I ended up, wetting the hair, and it made the product stretch a little bit further. When it comes to this first bundle, I applied the color directly towards the wefts first because I knew that I was going to be using it for the ponytail and I needed it to match my real hair exactly. Because one thing about me, I need that color match to be on point. I do not like 2 different hair colors. It really irritates me. I wrapped it in aluminum foil just so it can cook and really get that brown color I was looking for. When it came to that second bundle, I just put it into the bucket with the rest of the color and just hope for the best that all the color got on there, and it did. Now you'll see in the video later on that it is 2 different browns, but that is just what I was wanting. I wanted more of like a ombre brown spring, like just a pretty brown color is what I was going for. Okay, so starting with my hair freshly washed, I didn't blow dry it. There's no product. This is literally just my hair right after wash and conditioned. So I start by parting my hair from ear to ear. I don't want to leave too much of my real hair out to put into the ponytail, but I wanted just enough because I didn't want my ponytail to be sitting right on top of my head, but a little bit further back behind my ears. Now, I ended up not doing the neatest set of braids I've done in a while, but I pretty much just made sure that the back of my head was pretty flat. It didn't need to be super flat, being that this hair was curly, and we like a little volume when it comes to curly hair. Once my braids are done, I apply my HD wig cap. That is my biggest tip for when you are doing a quick weave. Get you an HD wig cap. Today, I am going to pump it up the old school way. Now I'm going to be using the Salon Pro Moroccan Argan Oil Weave Wonder Wrap. But always, I start with my perimeter first and then work my way inward. It's just, I know that way the cap is secure. So I was fanning with, just pour this out. I like to pour it onto something and then apply it to my hair because I just find that's just way easier for me and I'm not wasting products. When I see people pour protective shield straight out the bottle directly to their hair, oh my god, it makes me cringe. I feel like it's so messy. Y'all gonna see me do it and see why I don't do it. This just makes sure that our cap is laying as flat as possible. Now I'm using a small brush, a small paintbrush, because it's just a little bit more precise, and I'm only using this product for the back of my head, so I don't want to take a big brush and risk getting and not being able to control this protective shield. So smaller brush, have a little bit more control. Bigger brush, you have a little bit more, you have some control, but you don't want to like. All right, y'all, let me turn around so y'all can really see. As I said, the reason why I don't pour protective shield all over is because look, now I done got protective shield all on my neck, all on hairs that don't need to have protective shield on it. I just don't like that. I usually let my protective shield dry for like maybe 20 to 30 minutes. I like for it to be hard. Like I should be able to knock on the back of my head and it should feel like a solid rock. I'm just gonna let it air dry because we're not using any heat. So I'm probably just gonna go clean this area up that y'all can't see. Y'all, I left it on for about an hour and I cut the excess cap off camera. I'm so sorry. Y'all know how to do that. But this is what the bundles came out after I let them air dry. I be putting my bundles in the sun sometimes. I don't know if that plays a part in how the color shows up after it dries, but I like to sit my bundles outside in the sun and just let them be. As y'all can see, one bundle is darker than the other, but it's not a big difference, but both bundles do match my hair. So now I'm just showing y'all the gesture of how I'm going to lay my tracks. First one is going to go straight across, and then I'm going to start Uing. Right now, I'm just looking for the side of the track where I am going to be placing the glue. So I'm looking for the side of the weft that is not raised, but it's flat. That's gonna lay flat against my head. You used to be able to tell by if the short hairs popped up, but both sides now have short hairs. So it's really hard now to figure out what side of the track is supposed to have the glue. But I think it's this side. I want to say it's this side. Hopefully I'm not wrong. Always measure first. So as I stated, this first track is going to go straight across, just across the nape, just as like our anchor track. Now some people put 2, 3. I only just put 1 because that's pretty much all I need when it comes to curly hair. Once you got that first track on, this second track should be curved. And when I tell you curved, at the top, it should almost be laying on your ears. This is what's going to give you that seamless look when it's time to pull your real hair up in the ponytail. Now, the trick that I do when I'm doing
I don't like this
a half a pat down, or even just any type of quick weave, is that I double track and cut at the same time. Just so it just makes the time go a little faster, because it ain't nothing quick about a quick weave.
And
I don't even tell y'all what time it is right now.
I don't know how to explain to y'all that curving these tracks is such a crucial part to this hairstyle, because it gives you that no leave out look. It's going to look like it is coming out of your scalp, that this is your real hair when you curve these tracks. And if you see how I'm curving them to the point where the tracks aren't even laying on top of like the part that I have. The tracks are curving up to this still being on the part that has the protective shield and the cap. So this is also protecting my real hair when it's time to take this quick weave out. Now I reached a point where I cannot curve my tracks anymore. It is just impossible. So I did add a little straight piece going across just to close everything. Now, being that the ponytail will be covering this part is not important, but it's needed if you want to do it. Now moving on to the ponytail, I'm just showing y'all that my tracks, you cannot see them. You see that? You see how you can't see the tracks? That was the whole point. So I'm just going to go ahead and map out my edges and see how much I want to leave out, just so I don't get any product that I don't want on them. Now y'all, I left out too much hair on my edges, like, and y'all see at the end, I hate the edges I did at the end. Like, girl, how old are you? Why do you got all that squiggle on your forehead? I don't know why I did. I was just trying to try something new, y'all. I just feel like I got to the point where I just cannot do edges anymore. Like, edges is just such a foreign language. But I ended up taking this Tresemme Hold. This gel works extremely good on my hair, especially when I'm doing like wet styles or heatless styles. This works best on my hair. Also, I like to take the Frontal Queen's Baby Hair Control Edge Control. The Baby Hair Control Edge Control. I don't know, y'all. I love this stuff. It's not too thick, but it still has a great hold to it that my hair doesn't have that white cast that some edge controls be having. So I just put a little bit of this just to take some of those edges on back, because even while I was doing this, I was like, this is a lot of edges out. I ain't never had this much edges out in my life. Now, when it comes to my ponytail, I do take a strong cotton ponytail holder, but then I take a couple large rubber bands and just tie that around my base just to give my ponytail a little bit more structure. Now, I'm not making this tight. I'm just doing about 2-3 loops, and then I'm done. I'm not trying to give myself alopecia. I'm just trying to make sure that my ponytail has some structure. I forgot I even did this. I added a little bit of even to my hair too. Now, I don't know what possessed me to do this. I don't know why I did this, but I guess I was looking for more of an extreme hold, being that I probably was about to go to a workout class after this, so I was scared that my hair was going to sweat out. That's probably why I added a little bit of even to the hair. Now, I am going to show you guys how I attach my ponytails to my hair. This goes for all type of extension ponytails that I do. So even if you don't want to do a half a pat down and you want to just do a curly ponytail, this is the method that you need to do. Now, I always leave the ends of my ponytails out. I just find it that the weight on my real hair just has a little bit of breakage to it, so I don't want to cause any more breakage that is already on the front of my hair. So I always just make sure that my ponytail has structure. I hate a floppy ponytail. So I'm going to take these wrap strips. You'll find these in the barbering section at the beauty supply store. And I'm just going to wrap these around. I'm going to take a little bit of that even too and spray that as I wrap this wrap strip around my hair, just to protect it from the glue that I am going to be applying to attach this bundle. For a little bit more security, I do take a couple rubber bands and just wrap it around, just so that my wrap strip stays in place and that my ponytail has some structure. Again, y'all, I hate a fake floppy ponytail. Like, ugh, this don't look right. Like, I hate a floppy ponytail. Like, if you lift it up, it look like it's flopping. Wrap strips, some type of adhesion spray. I use even because it's just a little bit more stickier, especially when I'm applying glue to it. The tracks are gonna stick more while as I'm wrapping the ponytail around. So I'm gonna take this last bundle and a half. This is only a bundle and a half. I'm taking this last bundle and a half and wrapping it around. Now, I left this out because I didn't want to wrap the hair around the whole ponytail. I really wanted my base to be very strong and sturdy because I don't want a floppy ponytail, and I also want it to be very full towards it could frame my face. So I take some 30-second Salon Pro hair glue. This is the only hair glue that I like to use, and I am just going to apply that to half of the ponytail, and I'm just going to wrap until I don't see any more hair glue, and then I'm just going to add some more and wrap till I don't see any more hair glue. Then too, I would suggest that you put the back hair up into a ponytail out of your way. I don't know why I did not do that. I feel like you could see me kind of struggling because when I sat back in that chair, I knew like it was getting hard. I had to add some more glue because I was just taking too long. The glue done dried up. Oh my god, legend has it is that I'm still wrapping this hair around this ponytail. This is just so time consuming a little bit. Y'all, I was really just trying to avoid getting any glue on my real hair. I be so cautious. Like, if you never experienced having like almost half a bottle of hair glue spilled on your hair accidentally, you can't talk to me. When that happened to you, then we could chat, because I take my time when it comes to me and some. My camera died right when I was about to get done with this ponytail, but once you are done with it, you just want to wrap a straight piece around the base of the ponytail and secure it with either some even spray or some Gots to Be. To define my curls today, I'm going to be using the Thank God It's Naturals Rose Water Curl Defining Mousse and a little bit of water. Take my Dyson blow dryer with the diffuser attached to it. I'm going to keep the heat on like a medium to like cool heat. Like, I want like a little bit of frizz, like just a little bit of frizz is what I be like. I like big hair. A regular plastic pick, and I'm just gonna slightly like lighten it up. Y'all believe this is only 2 bundles of hair? Took me 4 hours and 50 minutes to do a quick weave. I tried to make this process quick. It just was not quick. It was not quick. All the products will be linked down below. I really stand by CURLSQUEEN's hair. I have not purchased it myself. This hair was sent to me. So I'm paid to make this video, but I'm not paid to tell y'all that this hair is pretty much a 10 out of 10. And that is it for this heatless, curly, half a path down. Perfect for the summertime. Perfect for when you want to go work out and your hair always looks like it is done. The hair will be linked down below, and I will be back to teach you something else. Bye.